There's something in the water. There's something in the water, they say. Someone put it there to make the people act this way. People are dying. People are crying. People are lying. Left and right, the bodies go, dropping dead where they stand. I am alone and in my house, with many water jugs of full stock. I'll never feel the ill effects of which I hear them talk. People loot and plunder, a crazy sort of force. This poisoned population seems no blunder. The town's well is the source. I write this now in anticipation of the crazy new poison nation. This populace poisoned, these psycho people, their morals as under. This poison's clearly now no blunder. There's something in the water. There's something in the water, they say. I am the one who put it there to make them act this way. Don't worry, I'm your friend. I'll back you up to the very end. Our bond is not quite like any other. We're so close, you could be my girl brother. When we first met that day, and I found you lying on the ground, I told you it would be okay. At that moment, I knew we were bound. And then you went home. But I just couldn't stay away. You told me it was getting weird, but you couldn't keep me at bay. You still had to go to school, and I was wrapped tightly to you, like yarn on a spool. Our friendship shouldn't be taken lightly. You finally snapped at me, telling me to leave. Then you ran, leaving me be, leaving me alone to grieve. Though you were away, my mind couldn't bear. I thought about you all day. You don't know how much I care. I started thinking of ways of keeping you down here alone with me, my dear. I started to follow you, even studied your diet. I think for a while you knew, now about keeping you quiet. You approached me one afternoon, threatened to call the cops. I told you to look at the moon. You turned and asked what? Your neck in knots. I admit, I hit you harder than I originally thought. Now to my basement you must charter. Look at this nice rope I bought. You're finally awake. Upside down you hang. In the dark basement you bake. You hear an accidental clang. Oops, I said. I had dropped my knife. Almost cut off my foot. That would have ruined my life. I only wanted to be your friend. You say you don't roll that way. Friends to the end. I'm going to make you stay. You looked scared. Said you were sorry. We'll start over, our friendship to mend. I told whispered. Don't be scared, Molly. I grabbed your throat. Friends till the end. Well, that was a year ago. Looking back on it, I do regret. So fast your life did go. We could have married, I bet. However, you're still here, sitting here next to me. Just as beautiful, my dear. A happy couple will be. Though the stitches are deterring, sleeping with you isn't bad. I find playing with them alluring. I hope at me you're not mad. More than friends we became. At that moment, I heard your name. Regardless, don't worry. I'm your friend, and we'll be together to the very end. There is a darkened figure that sits upon my bed. Quietly, he contemplates what's running through my head. Each time I find him there, his bony fingers tap away. The more I wish that he were gone, the more I know he's going to stay. He's there, on planes and trains and cars. He's there, just out of sight. And I know when I get home, he'll be there again tonight. There is a darkened figure that sits upon my bed. His raspy voice that tells me,
I lurk inside your head.